I think one of the best ways that you can show love to yourself, your children, others that are around you is to not smoke. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I've been working in the mental health field for many years now, and I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a different post today and talk about something, you know, that, has affected me by and large over the years. And that is smoking. And this is so more of a public service announcement, I should say. Um, Last year I lost someone very near and dear to me, who had been a long time smoker. And, I've lost several people over the years that have been near and dear to me due to smoking. And people who die, due to smoking related complications and things like that. It's not an easy death at all. I mean, in fact, they probably suffer. They probably suffer. I think their suffering is pretty bad. And I've known women around me and women whom I've worked with over the years that have died from anything from brain cancer. I've seen people die from a mouth and throat cancer. I've seen people who've had their tongue, part of their tongues removed and their jaw removed, and then a lot of times with smoking, in smoking cancers, once they've had that initial cancer cut out, it spreads like wildfire, and so it starts popping up in other areas and things like that. So it's more of a PSA to take care of your health. Make sure you don't smoke. And, the other thing that got me to thinking about this, I went to the dentist the other day. I just got a new dentist and she's fantastic. And I'm, you guys know, if you've listened to any of my other posts, I'm very neurotic about my doctors. I like people that are culturally sensitive, aware, and just have a great bedside manner and who explain things to me. And so I went to this dentist, and it's the first time in all my life that I've had a dentist to do like an oral exam screening for cancer. So she was screening my mouth, my throat, my tongue for cancer. And I said, "Oh, what is that? And why have you started doing that?" And so she's like, "Well, it's starting to pop up a lot more, and she's telling me that, there's an increased frequency in having to inform people that they have some cancerous lesions or something in their mouth. And so, she'll definitely try to catch it. And, she's explaining to me what to look for and all of that. And, so I was very appreciative of that. So, also be sure to go to your doctors and your dentists at the first sign that something is wrong. But, I can't tell grown people what to do, but what I can say is that smoking affects everyone around you. It's not just you. And there's, a lot of us know about secondhand smoke, but there's also third-hand smoke too, which can also affect those people around you who do not smoke and who can also get cancer, just from second and third hand smoke. So that's smoke that's sort of lingering on fabrics and other items and things once they've been exposed to it. So I think the greatest care, which I'm starting to be better about since I'm getting older. I think the best way that we can take care of ourselves and make sure that we're around for everybody and just living the best versions of ourselves is to be mindful about our health. And the lungs are very much needed for all things. They're such a vital part of our body. And I didn't know that. I did not know. I've always known that, but I did not know how bad it could be with the lungs until I got pneumonia from COVID. So I got pneumonia and I thought, oh man, I thought I was at death's door for sure. I'm like, oh my God, I could not move. I was in so much pain. It was like I couldn't breathe. It was like, and it was a horrible time. So I can only imagine, extending, once we get into cancers and other things like that. But man, so I want all of you guys to be around. Want continue the conversations even if we disagree. I appreciate all of you guys. So take care of your health. There's nothing like losing a loved one. Especially a woman, because I feel like a lot of the women I've seen have gone more horribly than some of the men I've seen, but not always. It's a lot of the women, it's expressed, it just, the cancer spreads throughout their body, it goes to their brain. People are waiting to get lung transplants and things like that. They don't quite make it because the cancer accelerates so fast. There's better ways to deal with stress, to cope with stress. And there's better ways to kind of, just try to take care of those things, such as going to therapy, right? So those things won't continue to fester and manifest in a way where you need to engage in behaviors that are harmful. All right, thanks so much.